5, 6, 7, 8.
Madness. The
Madness.
end of summer madness. Spooky.
Spooky. It's actually not spooky at all, is it?
No, I just love that you kind of made it that way. All right, here we go. Hi, everybody. Welcome back to Gilmore to Say with Tara and Haley. I'm Tara. This is Haley. Hi, Haley.
Hi, Tara. Welcome back to my bedroom.
I was going to say, welcome back to our regularly scheduled recording areas. Recording spots.
I know. I haven't recorded here in weeks.
I know you haven't because you've been away. You were in Florida.
And then I was at Spotify.
Yeah.
Didn't work as well.
I am listening to that episode later today, and I am so intrigued to hear how we sound versus how we normally sound.
Yeah.
We might get some new microphones soon, but
yeah.
A little kooky. But honestly, you know what's so funny is that we talked about this in our last episode. Brett asked me last night. I was out with like Brett and Dave and Scarlett.
She was line dancing. I texted her a video. I was like, "Do you like this? I'm editing this for a reel." And she's like, "Sorry, I'm out line dancing." The week before, she was doing archery. I was like, "Okay, Katniss, okay, country girl."
I told Brett.
Wait, did you wear your Tecovas?
Okay, so I put them on because I've not worn them out yet. They have not made their public debut, and so I was like, "Oh, what a perfect opportunity to wear my Tecovas boots." But they just didn't go with my outfit. I was going to wear that blue dress that I almost wore to the live show, but I just didn't like the way that it looked. And it was just like a little too tight for dancing.
Line dancing.
Yeah. And so I wore like a sundress. And though cowboy boots can go with a sundress sometimes, it just didn't go with this one. And I was like, you know what? I feel like maybe this is not the time for them. Yeah. Next time we go, maybe
it would have been perfect though. Next time you go line dancing,
oh my god,
give them their day in the sun.
I will give them their day
dark, if you will.
Yeah, honestly, it's a little dark in there, but it was a lot of fun. It was this place in Brooklyn, and like the drinks were affordable. Actually, it originated in LA.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I forget what it's called, or else I would shout it out. But it was really, really great. They had these beautiful boots that were like. The disco ball was shaped like cowboy boots, and it was
I loved that so much.
It was so cool. I really, really liked it, and had a great time. I'd never been line dancing before, so this is just like a fun adventure. Yeah, it's fun. When you come to New York, maybe we'll go. It was really easy to get to. It's right off the L train. Bring your boots. I love it.
We can be matching in our Tecovas boots.
But I was talking to Brett because we were talking about LA, and Dave and Scarlett were asking me how things were and like how the time was. And I was like, yeah, Haley and I recorded our first episode together. We've never recorded in the same room before. And Brett was like, really? I said, we've done like the Gilmore Galentine, but we never recorded an actual episode in the same space before. And he was like, was that weird? And I was like, hilariously for me, no. For Haley, it was weird. Haley felt like it was very weird, and I kind of felt like it was normal, and I don't know why.
I think I was very tired because this was like day after live show, like very exhausted.
We were jello. I don't know how we recorded an episode. I think that just like the energy burst of being at Spotify was very exciting.
And we also wanted to like talk about the live show because we hadn't really talked about it much in the morning before, because it was also the day we did our rebrand. It was a really big day for us.
Huge day.
And so I think part of it was like looking you directly in the eyeballs. I was like looking into your eyeballs while you were talking. And I kept having to like look away, but I was like, I can't look away from her. I have to look in her eyeballs. But as we went along, it was a lot easier. I think it was also because like right before that, I was just dead. I kept telling you, I was like, I'm having a hard time talking.
Oh my God. Yeah. That morning we were fried, because the other thing is we woke up at 6 to post our rebrand. Yeah. We wanted to show it to you guys like first thing in the morning. Then. Oh, we did? Yeah. It was a couple days ago and I still don't remember.
Yeah, I don't know.
But we were both just like very tired, jet lag.
Just been shooken.
Yeah.
Shaken.
Yeah. Shooken, shaken. We were very kind of out of sorts. I'm still out of sorts. We were talking about it before we got on. I have not caught up.
You're so jet lagged.
Man, I am so jet lagged. I slept till 10 today. I took a nap yesterday. I just am like, I keep waking up and not knowing where I am, or if I have to be at work, or what day it is, if I'm supposed to be somewhere. I just like, yeah, I'm ready for it to I'm ready for some normalcy. So we'll start with this. A little bit of
We will
normalcy.
start with this. Also, speaking of the live show, though, if you were not there and you want to see the live show, we put it up on our Patreon for the Vicious Trollop tier. So if you want to watch it, you can go join there and see the whole show, every piece of it from a single cam. But I watched it last night and it was really fun.
Yeah. I love that you watched it. I love that you were like, let me just test this out to make sure that
I was
everything's
testing
good.
it and then I watched the whole thing accidentally.
Hilarious.
Just to see if it was like, it was really just a test at first to see how like it came across and how it was doing. But yeah, so if you weren't there and you want to join, go over to our Patreon at www.patreon.com/Gilmore to say, as Tara would say.
www.
And you can see it and it'll be there for you to see.
I love it. I love it. I have to send it to my mom so she can watch it.
I know. I told you before this, and I asked my mom if she wanted to watch it. She said, "I'm tired. I think I'd fall asleep." And
I know.
was like,
It's so funny.
hopefully none of y'all fall asleep.
Hey, maybe. Who's to say? And if you do, don't tell us.
Don't tell us.
Anyway, as we mentioned in our last episode, we came off of our End of Summer Madness live show, and now we're going to do an End of Summer Madness episode. We didn't quite know what that was. It's so funny. Haley and I planned all of our episodes for the rest of the year back in like what? April.
Yeah.
We planned our entire year out and it was amazing. I felt so good after that meeting. But it's so funny because we like wrote ideas down and we put them in the calendar. And I feel like this is going to happen throughout the fall as well. We get to them and we're like, what does this mean? We put End of Summer Madness episode and we were like, I don't know what the past, what the girlies from the past were thinking when
we were sitting at the airport waiting for our red-eye flights at 8 p.m. On Monday and like brainstorming, like, what does End of Summer Madness mean to you?
But I loved what you came up with, which was to kind of play off of we did like a play on March Madness. We did May Madness last year, like early last year. So a year and a half ago at this point.
Yeah.
And you were like, what if we did End of Summer Madness like a bracket? I was like, oh my God, I love it. Because we're getting ready for cozy season. It is upon us. Like the next episode is going to be our first day of school episode. It's going to be September. I can't believe this is our last episode of August. Season.
Yeah.
I know, it's crazy.
We're embarking on like a big moment. This is our like, we're leaving the rest of the year and going straight into Gilmore Girls season, which admittedly for the rest of the year is Gilmore Girls season in my opinion. So this is a big moment. So this is the last one.
Yeah. Hey, speaking of Gilmore Girls season, we have been charting really high on the Spotify TV and film charts. Shockingly, I don't know why. And I was like, is Gilmore Girls season starting early this year?
Yeah, it seems to be. I mean, I imagine why is because y'all are listening, which is amazing.
Well, yeah. Hope so. But
like,
our season usually is like right in that pocket of like September, October, November. And so to see our names up there, Elwood style,
summer?
like my name is up on that list. I was like, oh, okay. Up on that list. Oh, my Broadway baby. I love it. So it was really fun. Thanks for listening, y'all. Really
thank you so much for listening. It just makes my day to be a part of your day and whatever that looks like for you.
Yeah. So it's the End of Summer Madness bracket. We have 2 different brackets that we're going to do. We asked you guys to kind of help us out with the start of this bracket on Instagram. So we asked you what your what you thought the most dramatic episode of Gilmore Girls was, and then what the coziest episode of Gilmore Girls was. And we're here to take your responses. Like I tallied a lot of them up. I kind of went with the most popular answers for each one to start us out.
Can I tell you?
Yes.
My favorite thing, 2 things. My favorite thing about this was 1, if someone didn't know the episode title, the way they described it.
Oh, yeah.
So that we would know what it was.
So
and
good.
2, the amount of crossover between most dramatic and coziest.
I know.
Was crazy.
Crazy. Before we get into it, though, I'm going to start with drama. And then we'll do cozy.
We will always start with drama.
Well, but we're ushering ourselves into cozy season. So it's like, great, let's like start with drama and then we'll end with cozy. Really get us in the mood.
Of us.
So demure. Did you see that? Did you see that reel on Netflix?
Rory's
Rory,
the demurest.
The demurest. That really got me. Oh my God. But
very considerate of them.
Before I tell you what the options are that we're starting with, I would love if you have like a piece of paper lying around for you to tell me what you think the most dramatic episode of Gilmore Girls is, and then tell me what you think the coziest episode of Gilmore Girls is. And I want to see how close you get by the end of this.
Me? I need a piece of paper?
Mm-hmm.
At first I thought you were talking to like the listener.
Well, the other thing is that the listeners can play along as well. Obviously, you can grab your piece of paper as well, write down what we're about to share with you. I think we'll probably put a visual up on YouTube, and I'd love to make a graphic so I could put a visual up for people to play on Instagram.
Yeah, but I really want, I know that we mentioned this to Liran, but in our edit of the YouTube video, she's going to follow along. So if you want to keep up with it visually, you can. So I'm writing down the coziest episode and the most dramatic.
Yeah, what you think the most dramatic episode of Gilmore Girls is, and then what you think the coziest episode of Gilmore Girls is.
Like my opinion or what I think everyone's going to say?
Well, I guess then that goes hand in hand with like, what are the rules? Are we doing this objectively? Are we doing this based on preference? I know that we kind of gathered intel based on preference from people and what they think the most dramatic episode versus the coziest episode is. But we're doing this together. Different from how we did May Madness. We are like where I built it, and I believe you then gave me like we did a boyfriends one. So it was like, I think we landed on Alex. Which was so funny.
What?
But that was your preference. I didn't play. I was like the facilitator. So this one we're going to do together.
Yeah. I don't really think there's a way we can be objective. Oh, fight. We're totally going to fight.
Fight.
Yeah. I just don't think there's a way that we can be objective. So I think that we can maybe take into consideration the episode as a whole, as well as our preferences, as well as like coming to a conclusion together between the two of us. Do you have yours written down?
I do not, because I'm biased. I know what we're starting with. So I wanted to see what yours was. I should have done it before, but I had this thought while I was going through this.
Well, maybe you have which one's going to win.
Sure.
Get a piece of paper. Do you have paper?
I do. I have a notebook.
I had a little struggle with dramatic, but I landed on a good one.
Yeah, I'm not sure about dramatic. It depends on what terms we're going to do this under. But either way, we are on a mission to find the most dramatic episode of Gilmore Girls and the coziest episode of Gilmore Girls. So let's start with most dramatic. Are you ready? I did this one by seasons. So there are 12 options to start, which does leave us in a little bit of pickle when it comes to, because we'll do 12, whittle it down to 6, and then from 6 we whittle it down to 3. From 3 we'll whittle it down to 2, and then we'll choose a winner. Whereas normally in a bracket it would always be like one against the other until you get to a winner, but at some point with both of these we're going to get down to 3 and choose 2. Okay, so season 1 is Rory's dance versus Rory's birthday parties.
Ooh. And this is for dramatic.
I personally think this is drama. I personally think it's Rory's dance.
Yeah, I think so too.
That fight at the end.
Wait. Of course, the fight at the end, Dean.
Them falling asleep at Miss Patty's. I do think that in Rory's birthday parties, the fight with Emily and Lorelai in the middle of the episode is very good. There's drama between, Emily and Rory, Paris and Rory, Tristan's there. Like, it's more drama filled consistently throughout the episode, I guess I would imagine. Or it's like more in the climax of the episode that it's dramatic, whereas Rory's dance really ends with the drama.
Yeah, it's almost like, is it more
also the Tristan and Dean drama?
That's what I was about to say. Like, is it more dramatic to have like low scale drama building throughout that kind of just sort of ends in sadness while also being a very cozy little moment of Rory's party at the Lorelai's house?
Oh, it's so good.
Versus like something where you feel like it feels like it's going to end well because everything seemingly is going okay. And then to end with like a volcation. I meant to say volcano explosion.
Vesuva. I told Brett that story. So I had all of my friendship bracelets that I got at the live event in my purse. And I was like, baby, I got so many live show bracelets. And I literally started like pulling them out in just like piles. And he was like, holy shit. And the first one he saw was Vesuvius. He goes, why do you have a Vesuvius bracelet? And I was like, well, let me tell
Vesuva?
you. I said, let me tell you my mistake. Vesuva. He was like, cool.
But like a Vesuvius at the end.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I kind of think it's more dramatic to think things are going well. And like the Dean and Rory and Tristan moment. Though you're right that birthday parties has quite a bit too.
I think it's Rory's dance.
I think so too.
Great. We're in
I like
agreement.
that they both start with Rory.
I know. Season 2, Teach Me Tonight, and I Can't Get Started.
You know what's funny is my first thing that I wrote down for the most dramatic was Teach Me Tonight.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
That explosion at the end between Luke and Lorelai is huge.
Yeah.
But the drama of Rory tutoring Jess and that being something that Lorelai's like not quite sure she wants happening, and then her not telling Dean about it, kind of the back and forth, because drama doesn't necessarily have to be fighting. It doesn't have to be anger.
No.
It's just the buildup of Rory and Jess being together and her saying, turn right.
Yeah. Like the drama there. And then they're in a car accident.
Yeah.
Car accident. She broke her arm. How much more drama could we have?
I know. But then with I Can't Get Started, I mean, those storylines are just so, they're cozy dramatic. Like they're things that you watch when you're 12 underneath your covers on a portable DVD player, you know?
What a very specific hypothetical scenario. Just
Oddly specific, I know.
Yeah, because that one has, of course, the kiss. This is another moment where you think things are going right and they don't. Mm-hmm. And like the immense disappointment that we feel on behalf of Lorelai. And then Rory kissing Jess. Oh, and Jess returns.
I know. Jess comes back. That reveal is so sweet.
Ooh, that one is really hard.
I know. This is tough. But I do think it would be really interesting to put Rory's dance and Teach Me Tonight against each other.
I feel like Teach Me Tonight and Rory's dance have like a very similar setup. Mm-hmm. Like the fight at the end. Because like as like horribly disappointed as I am for Lorelai in I Can't Get Started, I think the loss of Luke and that like screaming in the street, like that is so hard. Especially because when Luke then goes and finds Jess, like the drama of that, I made sure she was okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
I know. And it's very interesting to juxtapose those episodes up against each other, because with the end of Rory's dance being this explosion between Lorelai and her other fantastic scene partner, Emily, you know, there's this explosion of the two of them like coming to blows after Emily had all these concerns about Rory going out with Dean, and Lorelai was like, no, I trust her. Everything's fine. And similarly, Lorelai was concerned about Rory and Jess being together, him getting tutored by her. And Luke was like, no, this is great. This is going to be awesome.
yeah.
Only for the inevitable to take place. And then like in a way that no one was expecting. And then they come to blows. And then when push comes to shove and the people that they're defending, Lorelai defending Rory, Luke defending Jess, he's softer with Jess, but he still puts him on a bus and sends him back to New York. So he still gets kind of quote unquote punished. So, you know, Rory, of course, comes in and talks to Lorelai at the end of Rory's dance, and Lorelai just fucking lets her have it.
Yeah.
So very similar. And that's kind of why I want to pit them against each other and have them battle it out in the next round. But I Can't Get Started. Also, the drama there, speaking of Luke, is like Lorelai and Luke and her going into the diner and, you know, trying to make things okay with the donut bit and her being like, which one should I get? You know, and making a donut rhyme. And he's just kind of like not really giving her anything. And it's like, oh God, are these two going to be friends ever again?
Yeah.
You know?
Which came from Teach Me Tonight.
You're right.
This one is really hard.
Yeah. Because Forgiveness and stuff was also a contender for season 1. Very dramatic episode, lots of tension. Richard is in the hospital, you know, but that all stems from Rory's dance. So, you know, is it that we want to put up the one that caused the drama or the fallout of the drama that leads to more drama, you know?
Drama that just continues to drama.
My gut says Teach Me Tonight.
I say Teach Me Tonight too. And also thinking of like Chris showing up.
I mean, her at the end calling when she sees the car get on the tow truck and she's like, Chris. Oh.
Chris. And like, aren't they in a bad place too?
Yeah.
Hmm.
And then the end where they're at the movie in the square and Patty and Babette are talking and Rory and Lorelai are listening but not acknowledging it or each other.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I've never thought to compare Teach Me Tonight and I Can't Get Started, but those are really like cause and effect.
Yeah, totally. Totally cause and effect.
Such good episodes, but I'm going to go with Teach Me Tonight.
Me too. Yeah, I think Teach Me Tonight is the one.
Wow.
I'm excited for the next round. Okay. Season 3 is Haunted Leg versus They Shoot Gilmores, Don't They?
Oh, Haunted Leg is so good.
Haunted Leg is so good. Such drama. Go Be Someone Else's Dad. Jess and Rory fighting in Dosey's Market. Like, it's just so good. But They Shoot Gilmores, Don't They? Arguably one of the best episodes of the series.
Yeah.
And the drama is doled out so perfectly.
Yeah, like I can just think of Jess and Shane and Dean and Rory standing in like the little like almost like rec room where they're getting their sandwiches and just kind of like facing off. Yeah, I imagine they're at Miss Patty's, but it looks like a little like, you know, like it's where everyone's getting their check-in and their sandwiches. I don't really know what to call it. The check-in area.
I don't know. This is a really tough one for me. I'm also biased because They Shoot Gilmores, Don't They is my favorite episode.
See, that's the thing is like, I would say They Shoot Gilmore's, while dramatic, I would classify that as cozy just because it feels cozy.
Totally.
But it is rather dramatic for Dean to yell at Rory in the middle of the dance floor.
Yeah, Suki and Jackson drama, the rivalry between Lorelai and Kirk, Lorelai and her former partner, and the wife hating her.
Which feels more like funny drama.
Yeah, you're right. Funny haha drama. Yeah. Whereas Haunted Leg is more serious, comes to blows kind of drama, which is the fallout from I Can't Get Started. But more explosive than I Can't Get Started because I Can't Get Started is the fallout of Teach Me Tonight. You know?
Teach Me Tonight really just
everything just leads to more drama.
Yeah, because there's also like the Emily storyline with Lorelai where she's comes and talks to her and tells her she talks to Chris. Yeah. I think
it's Haunted Leg. Yeah.
Yeah, because I think the drama of They Shoot Gilmore's like is really just only centered around the Dean Rory, and there's a lot of tension until
there's a lot
Dean
of tension.
breaks the tension.
Yeah.
And it's very, very, very high drama. But I think that the drama as it relates to all characters really sits more in Haunted Leg.
Totally.
Because it affects everyone.
It does. Okay. Season 4. The Reigning Lorelai and Raincoats and Recipes. Two very different episodes. I mean, it's Raincoats and Recipes for sure, but I loved that everybody put Reigning Lorelai as well because of Emily's breakdown and her finding the letter. And of course, Trix dies. Lorelai breaks down.
While she's buying underwear.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, those
Raincoats and Recipes is kind of, I think this is probably the easiest one.
Yeah. And I think Reigning Lorelai is rather dramatic. Like it has a lot of very dramatic moments. The Richard like crying on Jason.
Oh my God, I know. The turtle soup.
Turtle soup. And everyone it feels like a deep sense of
turtleneck soup. Keeps asking for turtleneck soup.
But it's like any given character is kind of going through it. But the drama of because we've got like Emily and Richard who are being forced together. Jason shows up.
Yeah.
Rory and Dean have that weird tension. Lorelai and Luke are finally headed down that path and the kiss that finally happens.
Totally. I think Raincoats and Recipes takes the cake.
And the ending. I mean, the ending.
Oh my God.
Is far and above any of the drama in Reigning Lorelai.
Ain't that it?
Because it's raining on the Lorelais, if you will.
It really is. It's true.
And Recipes.
We're getting the best of both episodes, honestly. Okay. Season 5. Arguably, I'd say probably the hardest one. Wedding Bell Blues and A House Is Not a Home.
You know, I don't think it's the hardest. I really think it's A House Is Not a Home because Wedding Bell Blues, the drama is like at the end. But actually, I don't know.
I know it's tough.
But like A House Is Not a Home, where she gets picked up in jail. She tells her mom she's dropping out of Yale. She goes to her parents, and I think the saddest thing that's ever happened in all of Gilmore Girls is her going to her parents, and she was like, they're like, we will not let this happen, and then they turn on her.
Well, and then
that
Maury
look through the
going to
window.
Richard, and Richard not knowing what to do, and her being like,
Everything's
everything's falling
falling
apart. Yeah, totally.
But
Wedding Bell Blues, I mean, is
Chris the villain.
Chris the villain, Lorelai revealing to Luke that she lied to him, or rather lied by omission.
Like, hee hee ha ha. Actually, I have to tell you something.
Yeah. And then, you know, the Logan and Rory of it all, and
Cute.
them, you know, all
and then the Rory and Logan.
I was
going to
say
the
Rory,
Chris of it all.
Yeah. And then Emily and Lorelai, you and me, we're done.
We're done.
Yeah. It's tough. I will say A House Is Not a Home is probably the answer here.
I don't know. Now that like we like break all that out, but there is a lot that happens in A House Is Not a Home because of like everything that just happened in Blame Booze and Melville.
Mm-hmm.
But it's really just that end scene.
I mean, the way it like, starts, I'm here to pick up my daughter, Rory Gilmore,
yeah,
and then it ends with her just watching her through the window, and the
I'm
proposal.
Here to pick up my daughter.
It ends with the proposal.
Yeah,
it's got to be A House Is Not a Home.
It's really all I can think about is we're about to get that on Patreon, but it's that single shot on Lauren Graham as they are telling her that they are betraying her. That like, I asked you for help and you were absolutely turning your back on me.
Yeah.
In favor of my daughter, which is what we all assumed you would do all along, and now you're actually doing it.
Yeah.
And she's just sitting there taking it in, and then she like gets up and explains
reenacts
to them.
It. Yeah.
Yeah. It's like the pre Friday Night's All Right for Fighting. Oh man. That's actually really, really hard. Remember when I said like, oh, easy,
yeah, you're like, that's
easy peasy.
But I am in your corner.
Squeezy.
I do think that A House Is Not a Home is probably.
I think I have to go with A House Is Not a Home solely for that look. I think that shot, that dramatic shot, like in addition to the one of them like watching each other through the window and not saying a fucking thing to each other. Because I think that we haven't like described any sort of rules, but like I guess it's kind of been thematically through our choices is like with Haunted Leg and with Raincoats and Recipes, we're like going more so for drama that exists for both of the Gilmore Girls and sometimes with each other, but like has impacted both of them.
That's true. All of these episodes we've chosen so far, I mean, more times than not, there's going to be drama for both girls in most episodes, most scenarios. But like with these, especially like finales or like, I feel like we're either airing more on like the introduction of a season or the finale of a season.
Yeah. Because like even going back to season 2 with Teach Me Tonight and I Can't Get Started is really separate drama. It's like them having separate storylines. But with Teach Me Tonight, it's things that like they both get affected by. They both are impacted by and react to. And whether it leaves them on the same side, like in Haunted Leg, or on separate sides, like in A House Is Not a Home, I think that's really where the drama really feels deeper to me because it impacts the titular characters.
Totally. No, you're so
together.
Right.
So I think that maybe the only like being on the fence between these two, I think that's the only thing that would like really lean me towards A House Is Not a Home because like this is them. This is drama between them.
Totally. Fully. Well, speaking of Friday Night's All Right for Fighting, season 6 is Friday Night's All Right for Fighting versus Partings.
Ooh. Now, I have to say, Friday Night's All Right for Fighting is not that dramatic of an episode.
It just has a very dramatic sequence.
Yes.
Because like, everything that has ever existed between these 4 characters comes to the surface.
Everything. Every single thing. Because like that's when Logan helps Rory save the Yale Daily News. Mm-hmm. And so that feels...
Great episode. Also some drama.
Good episode.
But there's drama with Paris. That's the thing is like, I think we all think, myself included, we all think of that scene, that one scene.
Yes.
And sequence between the 4 of them.
Yeah, I actually wasn't thinking about the Paris part, but yeah, that is...
But you've got Paris, you've got Logan and Rory and like them kind of solving their residual issues with each other after everything happened with the breakup. This is prior to Bridesmaids Revisited, yes?
Yeah.
Okay. So this is post Let Me Hear Your Balalicas,
Because I
which was
think this
also
is
a contender.
episode 13
Mm-hmm.
and episode 16 is Bridesmaids.
Yeah. But they're trying to make amends. She's trying to forgive him. He's trying to make up for everything that happened, of course, prior to her finding out about the bridesmaids.
Yeah, real groveling, that man.
But Partings is, I mean, you know, it's your favorite episode.
Love it. Okay, so this one's hard too because this one is really separate drama. The girlies are kind of fine here. The girlies themselves, not fine, but together, they're good. Because this is Lorelai and Luke. This is Logan leaving Rory. This is the therapy in the car. This one is like an explosive moment between Luke and Lorelai.
The drama of her ending up in Chris's bed.
With Chris.
I mean, like, that's kind of hard to top.
I know.
I'm going to go with Partings. I also think it
Yeah.
would be really interesting to put Partings and A House Is Not a Home up against each other in the next round.
Yeah, because I think it's just that sequence. Like, and can I be honest? It's very, very dramatic, but also very comedic. Like, there's a lot of
What, Friday Night's All Right for Fighting?
Yeah,
100%. I think it's intended to be that way.
yeah, and I don't think it's necessarily like deep-rooted drama. I mean, to be fair, it's deep-rooted trauma being unleashed, if you will, which is dramatic.
Fair.
No,
Fair.
that's dramatic. Oh, I'm kind of torn.
I'm not.
Love-
I think it's Partings.
I think it's Partings. You know what? Can I be so honest? I cannot remember Lorelai's storyline in Friday Night Sorry for Fighting. It says Lorelai tries to pretend she doesn't mind the repercussions the new situation is having on their.
We're just meeting them, right? But
Yeah.
with Luke and Lorelai, it's this like push and pull of Lorelai saying like, Jess is a bad guy. He's a bad kid. I don't want him around my kid. I don't want him around you. And Luke coming to his defense. So I don't know. Also, arguably, like Lauren's two best scene partners when it comes to
I know.
the way that they fight. I mean, Luke and Lorelai are just so magnetic in every aspect of their relationship, including when they're fighting. And
Almost best when they're fighting.
yeah, and Emily and Lorelai are just also, ooh, so good.
I know, because that's the thing. It's like that scene of, like, there has been such tenderness between Emily and Lorelai, and the quick flip and this really intense fight that doesn't really come full circle until season 6. And then Rory comes in thinking Lorelai's going to be cool mom. Quick flip.
Ooh, quick flip.
Angry at her.
Whereas similarly to what you mentioned earlier in some of these episodes, the girls end up on the same side in Teach Me Tonight. So
yeah,
is it more dramatic to have all of the Gilmore Girls fighting with each
At
other by the
odds.
end of Rory's dance?
I think, though, the thing is with Rory, it's really her drama, like her storyline of Teach Me Tonight feels more dramatic because she's making decisions that feel unusual and out of character. And she's leaning towards something that is just not anything we are expecting of her. She's really changing the drama. She's really driving that there. Well, Jess is actually driving, but Rory's driving.
Jess was driving and crashing.
Yeah, because she was the one that told him to turn right. Like, she was the one that was like, okay, we're going to go get ice cream. Like, she agreed to it. Yeah. And she agreed to study. And, like, agreeing to study with him, like, that's a Rory Gilmore. But, like, going down that path, walking down that, that's, like, that's high drama for Rory because, like, she's not normally making decisions like this.
And she now has to tell her boyfriend the car that he built for her.
And it's it's Rory's car.
It's Rory's car. Jess was driving it. A guy that he already doesn't like, is skeptical about, knows in his heart that she has feelings for.
She
broke her arm. And he loves when Rory breaks her arm.
I love it when she breaks her arm.
But like Lorelai also knows that she's going to have to explain this to her parents somehow. Now she and her friend, guy she's going to end up marrying, are not speaking to each other. Literally, she said, go to hell, right back at you.
Right back at you. I was trying to remember what she said because it wasn't fuck you because this was the WB.
Exactly.
If this was Amazon Prime for her, she would have said fuck you.
Yeah. Fuck you. Right back at you. Ooh. Yeah, she might as well have said it.
I almost think go to hell is worse.
Yeah. That's like
they're going to hell together.
Yeah, I was going to say that's like an eternal thing. Fuck you, you can take back. You tell someone to go to hell. I mean, that's damnation right there. Damn.
Eternal damnation.
You're wishing someone eternal damnation. If you just say, fuck you. I've said that to people who I've never seen again. Someone on the streets of New York City, I'm like, fuck you.
Yeah, whatever. It's like very gentle, if you will.
I'm walking here.
But then we get to the bridge and Jess is like distraught, doesn't know what to do. There's a hospital.
There's a hospital involved. Yeah.
There's a doctor.
Lorelai and Chris and all of that. Yeah. The thing is that we see the difference between Rory's dance and Teach Me Tonight is that Rory's dance is a build up to that explosion at the end. And though there is an explosion towards the end of Teach Me Tonight, we see some of the fallout of that drama. We've always said that we feel like Rory's dance and forgiveness and stuff is a 2-part episode, like 2 parts of the same episode. And arguably, if you were going to put Rory's dance and forgiveness and stuff together, I would probably say that that is a more dramatic storyline than Teach Me Tonight, perhaps, because we're getting the fallout of Teach Me Tonight towards the end of it, like with Patty and Babette being like, Luke put him on a bus, sent him home to his mom, and like, the whole town being like, oh, your poor arm. We don't really see that until the next episode, but they're starting to be like, oh, that Jess, like he's evil kind of a thing.
Chris is there and he's staying.
I don't know. My gut says Teach Me Tonight.
My gut says Teach Me Tonight too.
Great.
I think that's what we have to go with.
Yeah.
And if you disagree, let us know.
That's okay. You can disagree with us.
I know. I want to know.
She wants to know.
Tell me.
You heard it here first, folks. Okay. Next round is Haunted Leg versus Raincoats and Recipes.
I'm really leaning towards Raincoats and Recipes.
I am as well. That was kind of what my gut said, but I was curious what you thought.
That was
because
what my
gut said. Because I will say, like, Haunted Leg, I feel, and like, Haunted Leg falls into that same camp as like Rory's Dance versus Teach Me Tonight. There's like so much high drama. Raincoats and Recipes is like slow and steady built drama, things that have been building for an entire like series, all leading to this moment. the idea of Rory and Dean getting together and then Lorelai seeing it, and
Lorelai seeing the bed itself is too much drama for me.
but her then looking at her and being like, he's married, and she's like, you don't understand the situation. Is he still married?
You don't understand the situation.
Well, then I understand the situation. And then fighting.
He's
my Dean.
You don't understand the
Huge.
situation. He's my Dean.
But I think that this is a perfect example that like yelling doesn't necessarily equate to more drama. And so I agree. I'd have to go with Raincoats and Recipes.
Yeah, I think just because of like what was built. Because like Haunted Leg, very dramatic. Like the Rory saying go be someone else's dad. Like Lorelai was like, are you still with Sherry? Is she still having a baby? Like that whole thing.
Yeah,
and then
honey,
Emily
we are
being,
where we are.
Christopher?
I think you better leave now. Leave now, please.
And the whole like journey she had to make because she was the one that talked to Christopher. He didn't invite her there. She didn't invite him there rather. But they had been in cahoots. But yeah, I think I have to go with Raincoats and Recipes.
Yeah,
just because of everything that transpires.
If we had to put Haunted Leg and Teach Me Tonight up against each other, where would that fall for you?
I kind of think Teach Me Tonight.
Yeah. I'm torn. I'd love to put those two up against each other. Be very interesting.
Yeah. Okay. But Raincoats and Recipes.
Okay. A House is Not a Home versus Partings.
You know I love Partings.
I know you do.
She's my girl.
She is your girl.
Partings is my girl. But but A House is Not a Home is Gilmore Girl drama.
It is.
And
it's like high drama.
Yeah. It's between them and Emily, like not to exclude her, like the three Gilmore Girls. Like this is Gilmore drama versus I feel like Partings is individual drama. And I don't know that that makes it more dramatic, but I do think that there is something about it when it's between the girls that just feels more heightened because we were rooting for you. And now, like, Rory's leaving Yale. Like, this whole show has been about how much this girl fucking loves school.
Yeah.
And that's like the whole concept of Rory Gilmore is, like, she loves school and reading and being studious and, like, Angel on Top of Christmas Tree. But now she's leaving. And she's not going to talk to her mom anymore.
I agree. It's a house.
But with Partings, it's, like, the whole explosion at the end. Like, the fight in the street. It's another Luke and Lorelai fight in the street.
I think that it's the similar argument of yelling in the street. It's a buildup. I mean, it's drama, but like the yelling in the street does not necessarily equate to higher drama. The more drama for me exists in A House is Not a Home.
Yeah. Okay.
The stakes are higher.
Yes, the stakes are much. Well,
I mean, the stakes are really very high at the end of Partings, for sure.
But I think we heighten them because they're Gilmore Girls. But in comparison, the yelling in the street and outside the diner and Partings versus Emily and Richard telling Lorelai as she sits silently that they have accepted Rory into their home and she will be leaving Yale. Yeah. Something about like that one just feels the drama is just heightened.
No, it's definitely A House is Not a Home.
Yeah, I think so too.
Though, I don't know if we've ever talked about the yelling in the street between Luke and Lorelai in Partings versus Teach Me Tonight.
I think that the Partings one is more dramatic.
Well, it's more damaging.
Yeah,
because of what it leads to.
There's more to lose.
Yeah, there is more to lose. That's true.
Well, I mean, it's kind of losing the same thing, but they're fighting on behalf of people. She's fighting for him. Yeah. And he's kind of fighting her. Need for that almost.
Yeah.
Oh, sad.
Sad.
Oh my God, I kind of think we should do a fights bracket in the future. Just like solo fights rather than like whole episodes.
We should pull it from our fights episode. We just did a fights episode, right?
We just did a fights episode. Yeah.
We should pull it from that. That'd be fun.
Yeah. Oh, that would be so fun. We love a bracket.
Okay. We're down to Teach Me Tonight, Raincoats and Recipes, and A House is Not a Home. And we have to whittle it down to 2.
Ooh, okay.
My gut says Raincoats and Recipes and A House is Not a Home.
You know, I think so too. Because I think that with Teach Me Tonight, while being highly dramatic, I think that those other two are just a different sort of drama.
And I do like the idea that they're both finales. They're both
finales. Yeah.
You know, they're both meant to leave us wanting more and on a bit of a cliffhanger, but with so much to think about.
Yeah, and I think it leaves the girls on opposite sides.
It does, both of them.
Yeah.
Well, that was easy.
I thought that was going to be really hard.
So if it's down to the two of them, Raincoats and Recipes and A House Is Not a Home, which one?
Gut instinct. House is not a home.
Me too. That's what I thought. I agree. A House Is Not a Home, just as a whole, is just top to tail drama. Raincoats and Recipes is cozier. Like A House Is Not a Home is not an episode I'm turning on. It's so dramatic that I can't be cozy around it, you know?
Like constantly being slapped in the face with drama too. And I think that the thing about that one that makes it really the most dramatic is it's turning the like concept of the show, like the core of each of these characters, and just flipping it upside down.
Totally.
And being like shaking it out and being like, oh, these girls who are best friends, not talking anymore. This girl who loves school, she's dropping out. You thought that these Friday night dinners were leading to all of these characters being connected and in a good place again. Wrong. Like it really just shakes everything up.
And it really does. And it leads us to like what we were talking about with Sheila at our live show, is that like season 6 is a really uncomfortable season to watch. And a lot of that is, you love it, but a lot of that is because of what happens in A House Is Not a Home. So that's our winner for most dramatic.
She's the winner. She's the drama.
She is the drama. Which one did you think it was going to be?
I put Partings.
I also put Partings.
Really? Yeah.
Yes, I did.
Once we talked through it,
that you were going to make a stronger argument for Partings, and I am very proud of you because I know that it's your favorite episode, and I know that you really like ride for that drama.
I ride for that drama.
But
I love drama.
I love that you like very objectively were like, no, when it comes down to it, when the chips are down, this one's more dramatic. You're right.
Yeah, it is. Wow. Growth. We've rebranded and now we're growing.
I love it. So A House Is Not a Home is the most dramatic episode of Gilmore Girls, according to Gilmore to Say, according to this bracket. Let us know how you feel about that.
Let us know how
you agree or disagree. I think we back it up with facts.
Yeah.
Or we back it up with really strong arguments.
Yeah.
Yeah.
From the show.
Yeah. Okay. Now on to the coziest episode. I'm so excited about this because good vibes. All of the ones that people said, I'm going to tell you at the end which one was like unanimously everybody said this episode.
Okay, fine.
There was like a unanimous episode, but people submitted multiple and a lot of them are very similar. I understand how a lot of these episodes are the coziest, but I'll get into that at the end so that it doesn't taint.
Okay. Yeah.
Did you change your answer?
No, I was going to tell you, I have my answer and then I have what I think the unanimous answer is.
Oh, okay. Great.
Yeah.
I love that.
Because I wanted to see, because I think I know what it is.
Okay.
But
so I did not go by season really, because admittedly a lot of these answers were from similar seasons. And so it made it hard for me to break it down by season because there were not many for the latter seasons.
Yeah.
A lot of these episodes fell in the early seasons.
I did notice you did not include one of the seasons.
Oh, yeah. Well, it would have made it uneven.
Yeah. But fair.
I could have gone with all of them because realistically, starting with 16 is probably the best way to go when it comes to a bracket. Like 8 or 16. But I was like, why would we do that?
Why would we do that?
Why would we do that? So
why would we do that?
Similarly, we start with 12. We whittle it down to 6, then to 3, then to 2, then to 1. We're going to start with 2 that I think were very, very popular answers. The Pilot and Love and War and Snow.
Oh.
Very different, but also hard to pit against each other, which is why I did it first. Because the pilot episode is like the pilot.
It's the pilot.
Cozy. There she goes. Lip gloss. Like just the
Say other
sweater.
Words,
yeah.
Lip gloss, sweater,
coffee,
dinner,
angel. You've got
motorcycle,
wings, baby. Monkey underpants.
Book.
But it's tough because like I Smell Snow is
Richards, which is fun. But yeah, I would say the pilot.
Yeah, me too. Staying in the vein of season 1, Rory's birthday parties versus Cinnamon's wake.
Oh man. Okay.
I know.
When you said Rory's birthday parties as a dramatic one first, I was like, what? She's wearing a boa. How could this be dramatic? But then you like started talking about the rest of the episode, and I was like, oh
You're
yeah,
like, oh, right.
Just blocked all of that out.
I mean, I am an autumn. Also,
Yeah.
what the Gilmore Girls fandom is built
Slay.
on. But Cinnamon's wake, as you know, we talked about this when we yoo-hoo, hee-haw, man. You know, when we covered this on Patreon, I was like, oftentimes I start my rewatch with this episode.
And I know that like these are 2 great episodes, but in terms of coziness, I have to go with Cinnamon's wake because I feel like this is the one where like we're getting the town.
Yeah,
we're like
the townies.
Suki come in and they both like make food for this cat's funeral. Like she was supposed to go on a date with Max, but she ended up next door. Dean kind of comes in a little bit and is like a little bit cutie. He's not yet quite into that phase of us not liking him yet.
Definitely
it's just
not.
like it's autumn, Cinnamon's wake. It just all of it feels like this is where we're getting like the core of the town. Like Stars Hollow is born.
Stars Hollow.
A Stars Hollow is born.
Oh my God.
And I feel like that really sits there for me versus Rory's birthday parties. While I love a little dramatic.
Yeah, a little too dramatic. There's really no true drama in Cinnamon's wake.
Yeah.
And not that drama can't be cozy. I'm literally talking to the queen of drama is cozy right now.
Yeah.
But I do love that with Cinnamon's wake, the drama is that literally it was a cat's funeral.
Her cat died and we're all actually upset about it.
Yeah.
And then like
the drama is between
Max.
Suki and Luke. Lorelai forgets about Max. She misses I think something that Emily wants her to attend, a funeral of a distant cousin, distant aunt, because she's at a cat's funeral.
Yeah.
That to me is just so fun though.
Even the Dean and Rory drama is like, hey, am I bothering you? And she's like, no, I like you.
Yeah,
like,
totally.
And it gets resolved very quickly. I think that's the thing is like everything gets resolved fairly quickly.
Totally.
But we meet the town. We meet Yoo-hoo, Hee-Haw Man.
Yoo-hoo.
The star, if you will. And we get that moment between Babette and Lorelai, which really proves how close they are and how much like they mean to each other.
Yeah.
And yeah, I'm gonna go with Cinnamon's wake.
Me too. I love it. Okay. On to season 2. Bracebridge dinner versus a tisket, a tasket.
Ooh.
Tough.
Oh, okay. You know, I'm not a Bracebridge fan.
I know you're not a Bracebridge girl.
But cozy. Except for when they're fighting, when Dean and Jess kind of get into a little tussle.
But that's about it.
Yeah.
There's also a tussle and a tisket, a tasket, but I feel like the drama, I will say that there's like a balance of drama and cozy in a tisket, a tasket. There's of course drama that happens in Bracebridge. We've got the Emily and Richard drama. We've got the Dean versus Jess of it all, but it's just cozy vibes.
The Glancebridge dinner,
good
if you will.
Vibes. Glancebridge dinner. Someone called it that in their responses. But there were so many people who said Bracebridge dinner, sorry, Haley. And I was like, no, I actually think Haley's going to agree. This is a cozy episode.
It's
maybe
a
not
very
her
cozy
fave
episode.
Yeah.
And I think the thing though about a tisket, a tasket is that like it has more scenes that I like, where we have like Luke and Lorelai sitting on the gazebo just talking about the future and like not recognizing that they're each other's future yet. We have the Jess and Rory of like, Ernest has lovely things to say about you line. And
it feels like fall, even though it's spring. We've talked about that a lot. Like that does make it feel really cozy and warm.
And the coziness of like Patty trying to set Lorelai up.
Suki and Jackson getting engaged.
Oh my gosh, yes. And like Kirk buying her basket, and like that's the drama is that like Jackson was refusing to buy the basket.
Yeah.
So like the drama is really just like Dean and Jess, which is the drama in Bracebridge too.
Totally.
But it's so
well, there's also the Lane drama. Lane and her mom get into a really big fight in that episode. Go upstairs and think about what you've done. Fine.
Yeah, that one's hard too. Because
you go upstairs and calm down. Fine. That is not coming down.
I love when she says that point that she does.
Yeah,
with
that
it.
point. So good. But I agree. It's the Bracebridge dinner for me.
Yeah. Hard comparison. But in terms of coziness, I will acquiesce to the majority because I do recognize that is a cozy episode. I think cozy for me personally would be a Tisket to Tasket, but I think putting those up next to each other
a cozy
in terms of
episode
like,
for me.
yeah, I know. I think like in terms of coziness overall, like it's so low drama. It's like, hey, this group of people can't come because it's snowing, so let's
have a big
in
sleepover.
Carriages and sleighs around.
Yeah.
Let's have a sleepover at my place of work. Like,
Yeah.
you can't really beat that. So
No, I agree.
Baysbridge.
Okay. Road trip to Harvard.
That was also growth.
It was. This is an episode about growth.
Growing. This episode is called Growing. Today's episode is sponsored by Growth.
Okay. Road trip to Harvard versus There's the Rub.
Immediately want to say the road trip to Harvard.
I know. Here's the thing. I'm torn on this because There's the Rub is my favorite episode of season 2, as you know.
Yes, I know.
And you know that initially the road trip to Harvard was one of my least favorite episodes of season 2. It is a skip for me sometimes. But when we were doing our rewatch, and then of course, you know, when I was watching it with Brett, I was like, oh, this episode is cozy. It is a cozy episode. For me, There's the Rub is a cozy episode. Like when we were in LA, that's the episode we put on.
That's what we watched. Was I yelling at the screen the whole time? 100%.
She was. And that's the thing is, does the drama eclipse the cozy? I'd argue that similarly to a Tisket to Tasket, they're both kind of like here for me.
Yeah.
They both, if you're not watching on YouTube, I have both of my hands in the air at the same
She's balancing them
level.
out.
I'm balancing them out. So I would say objectively, the road trip to Harvard is a cozier episode. The drama surrounding Lorelai, like doing this escape from Stars Hollow to wherever she wants to go.
To leave. Yeah.
Yes. But that's not really what the episode is about. The episode is, of course, about her running away from her problems, but
Run away,
it's
little
not really
girl.
what we're, truly, that's not what we're necessarily zeroing in on. It's something that keeps getting brought up. And we do kind of get that at the end when she arrives back home and she sees the chuppah and she's like, all right, back to reality kind of a thing. But it's just cozy. Yeah. There's the Rub will always be a cozy episode for me. I mean, I love it, but I will probably also go with the road trip to Harvard when it comes to being objectively cozy. You just the Harvard, the road
it's
trip,
almost like
the inn.
No plot, just vibes. It's really heavy on the vibes is really, I feel like, cozy.
Totally.
And not like, again, not that a dramatic episode can't be our cozy rewatch episode. It's just that there is a lot of drama and There's the Rub. There's the Rub could fit into like the drama bracket a little bit. Yeah. It wouldn't win, but it could be high up there, but there's some resolution to it.
Totally.
But that ending of like, Rory wouldn't lie.
Rory wouldn't lie.
Lies.
Oh my God.
That's actually a lie. But
all right, so we're going with road trip.
If we're turning on a cozy app, I'm gonna turn on the road trip to Harvard because we're just going to Harvard. That's it.
It's true.
Cheshire Cat, scones,
Scones.
Tic Tacs, or certs. Is it certs in the bottom of her purse?
Yeah.
Dan Palladino loves a cert.
He loves a cert.
Dan loves a cert. We know what to get him for Christmas.
Next is They Shoot Gilmore's, Don't They? And Deep Fried Korean Thanksgiving.
Oh, has to be deep fried.
It has to be. I mean, They Shoot Gilmore's, Don't They? As you all know, my favorite episode. It's one I'm turning on when I want to feel cozy.
Episode. Yeah.
But Deep Fried is like comfort. Yeah, that's the thing is like let the games begin. People also threw those in there to dramatic and cozy categories. But I think Deep Fried is a cozy episode. There is drama. There's fighting.
Of course. We couldn't go to the Gilmores without there being drama.
No. But I do think, comfort food, like Deep Fried is that episode.
Yeah. Because like one of the highest levels of drama is they don't eat rolls, but they get them at the end. Yeah. I think that it's just like or that they were going to skip Luke's and that they decide not to because it was important to him. It really is just the end. And
it's the drama at the Gilmores, and it's also Dean trying to fight Jess in the middle of the street. Like, this is my
or
town.
Kiss him.
Big small
we
town.
don't know.
I don't know. We couldn't tell.
Big
small town boy. Okay.
Yeah.
Last category. So we're going with Deep Fried Korean Thanksgiving. I think
I think so. Yeah.
Last category. Lorelai's First Date Yeah versus You Jump I Jump Jack.
Lorelai's First Date Yeah.
Without a doubt.
Without
you
a
jump,
doubt.
I jumped out. You jump I jumped out. You jump I jump Jack. And that's on jet lag.
You jump and then I jump and then I doubt.
Lorelai's first date, Yale, is just the coziest of cozy.
It's nothing happens in this episode except they go to Yale. Like the biggest level of drama in this episode is the mattress. And
The
Luke
mattress
solves
and
it
the
for
truck.
them.
Yeah.
The mattress and the
And
truck.
Paris. That's it.
Paris,
And even that is
honestly
cozy.
just a surprise.
Versus the road trip to Harvard.
Oh.
For me, it's Bracebridge.
Of course it has to be. It has to be.
Right?
Yeah.
Bracebridge dinner.
Because I think it's the road trip to Harvard, but I recognize that it is the Bracebridge dinner.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, totally. I get that.
Yeah, because I think that there's a level of like the coziness that has to be. I think the Bracebridge dinner is more interesting because it's kind of we're just vibing with the gals. We're just
vibing with the
We get
gals
some
on the road
backstory
trip.
a little bit on Lorelai's desires. Seemingly, she wanted to go to Harvard from the way that she looks at the valedictorian. Rory in that class, it's cutie, but I think that Bracebridge is
Totally.
got more for it.
I'm with you.
But personally, I would say road trip.
Of course, personal preference. Yeah. This one's going to be hard. Deep fried Korean Thanksgiving versus the Lorelai's first date, Yale.
Oh my God.
This is tough.
Wait, I feel like this should be the final.
Right?
Oh man.
This is tough.
I gotta say it. I gotta go with my gut. I gotta
What's
go
your
with what
gut?
my heart says.
What does your heart
My
say?
heart, is that right? Yeah. Sorry, it was like on the screen. I was like, that's not right. My heart. I am pointing at my heart. It's the Lorelai's first date, Yale.
Yeah.
Like, for me, that has always been the coziest episode. When
know.
you said that was involved, I'm like, I have to write it to the end. But deep fried, like
Deep
that
fried
one's
is also so cozy
classic.
because it's Thanksgiving. It's the cozy holiday. Like
It's the cozy holiday. Food, friends, rolls, a touch of drama, just a splash of drama at the end there.
But there's no drama in the
Tofurkey.
Lorelai's first date, Yale.
There's no drama. It's just cozy. Like it's nothing but cozy. I don't know.
I don't either.
I can't tell if personal preference is like overriding it, but I just think it's cozier. I don't know, but no one's wearing a coat.
I know.
Does that does it the coat privileges override?
Yeah.
Do coat privileges override everything?
Because I mean, deep fried is such a cozy episode.
It is cozy.
I don't know what to do here, friends. I really don't. I don't know. This is one I'm absolutely torn on because I agree with you that like Lorelai's first date, Yale, is just like you feel like you're being wrapped up in a hug in the sense that it's just about the girls. It's just about their relationship.
And this is what Rory's been waiting for. This whole season of like, or this whole series thus far, 1, 2, and 3, we've been waiting for her to go to college.
Yeah.
And now she's going to college and it's going so well. And the biggest conflict is she calls her mom because she misses her mommy.
She misses her mommy and she doesn't care who knows it.
Make me hate you. Why don't I hate you?
But deep fried is about the town. Like
it's about the town coming together in various ways. It's their friends bopping from friend to friend to friend to foe. Family, I do mean.
This is tough.
Lame kiss.
Lame-o kiss. You gotta give it a little something.
I was waiting for a Babette impression.
Yeah,
this one's hard because this one
really
feels
tough.
like it should be the final. Because what are the other ones?
Bracebridge dinner and Cinnamon's wake.
But like Bracebridge versus, Cinnamon's wake versus deep fried or Lorelai's first
I
day.
don't know. Still cozy episodes. It's so hard to
know.
name the coziest episode of the coziest show. So many people in this wrote all of them. I was like, yeah,
I know.
I get it.
Fair, bestie. That's so fair.
I don't know.
Shit.
I'm genuinely
know
torn.
Have we stumped our own selves?
We've stumped ourselves. Okay, well, hold on. Let's put a pin in this one and go Cinnamon's Wake versus Bracebridge Dinner. For me, it's the Bracebridge Dinner. I love Cinnamon's Wake. Cinnamon's Wake is a cozy ep. But for me, it's the Bracebridge Dinner.
For me, it is Cinnamon's Wake. Because I just think that, I mean, to be fair, they're like, not really, but they're kind of two sides of the same coin, where the town comes together in the face of a very low-key incident.
Yeah.
Like, this group of people didn't show up, so we're having a slumber party, or like the crazy cat lady in town's cat died, and so we're gonna go attend the wake of this cat.
I mean, you could argue that like Cinnamon's Wake is the introduction to the town, and Bracebridge Dinner is like the first time they really lean in and they all come together.
When I said sleepover, I was kind of like, actually, like when Lorelai and Emily are doing their skincare at the same time. Oh, okay. Backing up a little. Cinnamon's Wake for me, for Haley.
Mm-hmm.
For Haley.
Haley, yeah.
For Haley. I have Haley on my shirt. I have my Haley ate oatmeal shirt on if you're not watching on YouTube. And I just pointed to where it says Haley on my shirt. That's why we were laughing.
If you're not watching,
we were just kind
confused.
of giggling.
We're not just giggling at Haley's name.
We're just listening. But if you're watching, that made a lot of sense. Physical comedy happens on YouTube. But for me, Cinnamon's Wake. But cozy-wise, I think we have to go Bracebridge because the sleigh, the dinner together, the like spectacle. It's like a spectacle of cozy. Cinnamon's Wake is cozy, but it's like the spectacle of cozy is the Bracebridge. We've got a little sleepover. Jess jumps into the sleigh. Lorelai and Luke are riding. Emily and Richard are having the best time. I think that too is really what throws it.
Oh,
it's
I know.
Who would have thought Emily and Richard were having a cozy time? So I'm going to go with Bracebridge, knowing that I feel Cinnamon's Wake. But I think I'm going to jump on the sleigh of the majority.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Not the bandwagon, the sleigh. The horse-drawn sleigh.
Yeah. Question. Do we put this out there to our listeners, letting them know, like, these are the last 3 episodes that we've gotten down to? What do we choose? What do the people say? Because I don't know that I can choose between the Bracebridge Dinner Deep Fried and Lorelai's First AEL.
I mean, for me, it'd be those last 2.
Yeah.
But I could pick, it would be Deep Fried and Lorelai's First AEL.
And then what would you choose beyond that?
I don't know. That is, I don't know. Because like, I really want to say, because I'll tell you what you want me to tell you what I wrote down?
Tell me what you wrote down.
I wrote down that the coziest episode would be the Lorelai's First Day at Yale. And I put the unanimous decision was going to be the Bracebridge Dinner.
The unanimous decision was the Bracebridge Dinner. I mean, when I tell you the overwhelming amount of people that said Bracebridge Dinner, I mean, like, insane.
Yeah.
It was far and beyond everybody's number one answer.
I think it really comes down to personal preference at the end here.
I know.
Like, I don't know if we can do away with any of them because, like, in us trying to be both objective and personal about it, I was definitely objective with the Bracebridge Dinner.
You were very objective, and I really commend you on that.
But, like, objectively, all of them are very cozy. Personally, always reaching for Deep Fried. But if I'm reaching for like my cozy up, it's Lorelai's First Day at Yale.
Can I tell you that Bracebridge, Deep Fried, and Lorelai's First Day at Yale, actually the pilot came in third as far as numbers go, with Lorelai's First Day at Yale right behind it. Like, those were the top 4. It was Bracebridge, Deep Fried, pilot, Lorelai's First Day at Yale. By a matter of like a couple of votes. Yeah. So like these really are the People's Choice as well.
Yeah,
for
People's Choice Awards.
These episodes.
I say we give Bracebridge the People's Choice Award.
Okay.
And
Lorelai's first day at Yale, the Girlies' Choice Award. Like, it
would
really
you say
just
that
depends on
over
it just depends
Deep
on
Fried?
what you it depends on what you want, because the thing is that like I would put Bracebridge Dinner and Deep Fried up against each other because they're two very town heavy, town quote unquote
Yes.
event focused episodes, whereas Lorelai's first day at Yale kind of stands on its own.
So
if you
different.
want to go like town cozy, I think I choose Bracebridge Dinner
over Deep Fried?
over Deep Fried, even though love that episode.
So hard to
cozy
pick.
episode. But if you're going for like no drama, just about the girls, it's Lorelai's first day at Yale. So it's really hard because what do you find cozier? The town or the girls? And I
Hard.
think that with Bracebridge Dinner,
Bracebridge is
two
a
of
cozier
them-
town. Yeah.
it's a cozier town episode, but it's also a cozier, like it's also about like the girls are, there's no drama between the two of them. Deep
the
fried
only
Korean
like vague
Thanksgiving.
drama is like the Chris. Is like, are you gonna go
Oh,
to
sure.
Chris's?
The other like little bits of drama in Deep Fried is that Rory did not tell Lorelai that she applied to Yale,
Yeah.
which is what causes the blow up
Yeah.
at Emily and Richards. Which again doesn't necessarily make it not cozy. It's just if we're
No.
trying to like, you know, really go off the vibes.
But I would say with Bracebridge, the thing is like it feels like the town really coming together, and this is in Deep Fried. If we're just like you know, like what is the word I'm trying?
Like
To
really pulling
use.
everything apart.
Yeah, if we're really nitpicking this, the girls going throughout the town feels less cozy than the Bracebridge. Maybe.
Yeah.
I
depends
really
on
do
your
think that
preference.
Bracebridge is the People's Choice Award, whereas the Lorelai's First Day at Yale is the Girlies' Choice Awards in terms of like, I think that makes sense too, is like people being the town, girlies being like the Gilmore Girls too.
Yeah. It's like this one's for the girls, this one's for the people.
Yeah.
I know. It's so tough. I feel like we kind of have to give both of them. It's like these are
Yeah.
like gold, silver, bronze, but all
Yeah.
winners. You know what I mean?
Everyone's a winner. Everyone's on the podium.
Yeah. But I do want to put this out there to our listeners. And I don't know if we'll be able to talk about it at the beginning of the next episode because we'll probably have recorded it by the time we put it out there. I don't want to give any spoilers away.
Yeah.
But
We can talk about it in our
we
fall
can talk
episode.
about it in our fall
Yeah.
episode of like what kind of came out as the people's, the listeners.
Yeah. As the real
their
cozy.
choice of coziest episode and their choice
Yeah.
of dramatic episode. I think we put some of these out there too to see what they come
Both
up
of
with.
them.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh man, I didn't know cozy was going to be as hard. I thought it was going to be more fun, but
Yeah.
it's
It
so
is
interesting
fun.
that
I think it's fun that it's hard.
fun. But like the dramatic one was so like we really talked about it, but it was
Yeah.
easier to really whittle down.
Yeah. I
Cozy
think
is
so, too.
tough because the show is, while dramatic, very cozy.
Very cozy time. And not really any fighting.
I know, you and I were in agreement for a lot of it. Are you upset?
Yeah, unfortunately. No, but I didn't fight against the Bracebridge dinner. I think that would have been the real tussle. But I am understanding. I get it.
Yeah.
I get it.
It was so funny how many people were like, sorry, Haley. I was like, I think she's going to get it.
I get it, but thank you for knowing me. I love that.
It's just such a good episode. You can't deny that. That's the thing, is that
Yeah.
like, even though A House Is Not a Home is something that like I don't turn on, I will 1000% acknowledge that it's like
Yeah.
a very dramatic
Drama.
episode. Same with Road Trip to Harvard. It's like, I'm going to pick Road Trip to Harvard over literally my favorite episode just because objectively it is a cozier episode.
It's just the vibes.
I'm not going to watch it all the time. I
Yeah.
will always choose There's the Rub over the Road Trip to Harvard for
Yeah.
me,
Yeah.
for this girly right
Tara.
here. But
Yeah.
I do understand that objectively it is probably a cozier episode because, again, it's about the girls.
Yeah.
girls.
It's about the girls. It is really just a cozy time.
Yeah.
It's a cozy time.
And speaking of a cozy time, we're going back to school.
Yeah. Well, we're not.
Actually, we're not.
Sometimes
We are
it
not
feels
going
like we
back to
should,
school.
though. When we were talking about science the other day, I bet some listeners were like, yeah, You girlies actually do need to go back to school, as it turns out.
Take an earth science class. Just
and probably some other classes while you're there.
Consider it. Yeah. No, definitely, for sure. But we are not going back to school, but we know other people are going back to school. And regardless of whether or not you are or you aren't, it is back to school season, which just feels so Gilmore Girls.
Buying new. And like when you go to Target, do you not just see the pencils and pens and just be like, oh my gosh, I need to stock up. I need a new pencil case. I need new notebooks. This is what. And I think maybe that love of that really comes from Gilmore Girls because like school is just such a huge theme on the show.
And we'll have more to say on that in the next episode.